You pushed the button and elected him to office, and you pushed the button and he dropped the bomb. You like that Bruce Lee picture, man? I was bored earlier, and was I made a couple pictures with my face on Bruce Lee. I'm bored and a loser. Okay. Start. No. What happened?
When a 911 operator for Riverside County receives a strange call from what sounds like a very confused child, she has no idea the horrors about to be revealed to her. In the very early morning hours of January 14th, 2018, a home security camera in Paris, California captures what looks like a young child fleeing from what seems to be a typical suburban house. The child runs shakily down the driveway before picking up speed once hitting the sidewalk and disappearing from view. This is 17-year-old Jordan Turpin, and though she's been planning for this moment for almost 2 years, she still has no idea what she's about to do will change the course of her family's lives forever. Interestingly, another person, this one looking to be older, also emerges from the house and moves quickly down the street off camera, though in the complete opposite direction, only to return a few minutes later and re-enter the house. At the same time, Jordan makes it to a corner down the block where she stops beneath a stop sign and, with hands shaking violently, dials 911.
I just ran away from home.
Okay, do you know where you are?
I'm actually in California, Paris.
Do you know what street you're on?
No.
Do you see any signs or anything, like any street signs?
No, I don't.
The operator speaks with her for a minute before realizing this is a matter for the sheriff's department and asks Jordan to hold on 1 second while she transfers her. Jordan agrees and stands, panting in the darkness.
Police chasing feeds. Word. We'll watch that instead of the
out of the shadows.
It's BHP with the transfer. She's not sure where she's at. She says that she's in Paris and she ran away from home. Okay. Hello? Hello?
Oh, yes, I'm still here.
What's your name?
Jordan Turpin.
The operator asks her to spell her last name, and Jordan tries, although she misspells it both times. The operator asks,
What a stupid kid. Don't know her last name.
P-E-N. Do you need my address?
I got some noise coming from somewhere. Oh, it's from here. There it is. Fox says audio to help. Okay. Let's see. There's so many damn windows pulled up. Hang on. All right, there's that one. Okay. Okay, I got the audio turned up. Well, I don't have any audio. Send you CBs. Okay, cool. Hang on, just a sec. I got a text message. I'll stay on a little bit longer. Not much. Let's see. What is this? Hello, CBS? Anybody there? Anybody there? Yeah, it's just got to load. Give it a minute. Oh, there it is.
Northbound 5, northbound 14,
right,
and then flipped back around, and then as we were coming back south on the 5 and the 405 is when LAPD canceled their involvement in it. They were trying to get CHP to take over. Hard turn there, but CHP doesn't want it until it gets back on the freeway.
So are they still following from the airship, or are there cars, police cars following
I
as
don't
well?
believe there are patrol cars behind it. Des, I don't know if you can see that from your vantage point.
No, I'll just widen out a little bit while we have a chance here. And now there you see the very diligent LAPD airship in this, but they're the only ones keeping tabs on this. No one on the ground anywhere within within distance that I can see. Now into a parking lot here.
Gas station.
Into a gas station if he's just trying to avoid the light there. But, oh boy, turning right into oncoming traffic, and there was a big SUV right there, and that's what I was talking about. You got this, little old Honda Accord right up against an SUV there that could have got bad really fast. So now we're back out onto Roscoe, east of the 405, now getting into Panorama City. So this will take us over towards the 170 if they're headed for another freeway. But definitely doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason. I mean, we're going westbound, then just flipped around and going eastbound, and then north and south. Now we're back east. This is the second time we're out on Roscoe. So always wondering what's going on, if they have two people in there, if they're trying to put their heads together to formulate some kind of a plan or what. It's not clear, but they're hitting a little bit of heavier traffic here. And I can tell you firsthand that the lights here on Roscoe, when you drive on, are they? No, still, I believe they're still going here, just behind the apartment building here. Yep, here we go. So southbound on Willis Avenue, headed back towards Parthenia.
I bet it'll crash on foot and they get arrested. Probably. I'll tell you one thing that's not going to happen. He's not going to get away. I already know that much.
They think that they can ditch the helicopter at some point. I mean, if they get out and run, there's no units here to stop and pull anybody over. I mean, there may be some nearby that we haven't seen, but we've also got the headlights back off again. Very dangerous at 45 miles an hour on some narrow residential streets.
Yeah, no ground units either. No chance for spike strips. This would be a great opportunity if they're staying on surface streets to use spike strips, but there are no ground units in pursuit.
It's spikes or a pit, I mean, at these low speeds.
Or
And
both,
Des, we also lost the light from the LAPD ship, right? I don't see that on anymore either.
No, yeah, it looks like it. So we'll see here if they're going to keep it off, maybe to try to get this person to cool off a little bit, and then, but just kind of you know, linger in the area, and then if they do get out and run, then they can, you know, light them back up. So let's see now as we get out onto Van Nuys Boulevard. Still pretty busy this time of the evening. Coming down, you have Van Nuys Boulevard and Roscoe. Whoa, just cut that person off right there. So rude.
Whoa.
Absolutely no reason. I mean,
That was very rude, sir.
Now,
Very rude.
There was
Ain't got no headlights on.
for that. So this is just the really erratic driving that we're talking about, and just kind of.
And he's almost up to 70. 70, 75,
Pretty casual demeanor there.
80,
What we could see there in that
90. Oh, he needs to slow down.
Van Nuys and Roscoe.
Oh.
Pedestrian there. Yeah. With,
Ooh.
you know, no clue of anything that was going on. So I believe we just made a turn onto Chase. Yep. Yeah. That's right. Lenox Avenue. Okay. So, or off of, I'm sorry, Roscoe and Lenox. We are headed eastbound. So, Panorama City headed towards Arleta and the 170 freeway with no lights on.
All right, Desmond Shaw, this is Pat Harvey with Chauncey Glover. We are beginning KCAL News at 10 o'clock, and we are in the middle of watching this stolen car pursuit that began, I believe, in the Van Nuys area, on several freeways, and now in a neighborhood in Panorama City, driving very recklessly at times. And from what we understand, this vehicle, actually, this Honda, crashed into multiple cars, and it's still going. And from what we understand, Desmond and Mike Rogers at the desk, we have 2 people in this vehicle, right?
Yeah, that's right, Pat. And the 2 people. Yep. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Des.
No, yes, 2 people in the vehicle on this one, an allegedly stolen vehicle pursuit, and we had at least some paint traded, maybe have just been a fender bender as they were getting on the northbound 405 on this one. So we went north 405, north 5, north 14, then the first ramp at Newhall Avenue, they reversed course, came back south into the valley, then zigging and zagging around Northridge, North Hills, Panorama City, and now we're still kind of in the Panorama City area here. But really wondering now that you notice that the spotlight came back on, and I'm wondering if LAPD is thinking that they may be getting ready for to get ready to get out and run from the vehicle here, and if that's why they have the light on. Well, now the light goes back off again. But we've been in and out of neighborhoods for a little bit now. Makes me think that they may be thinking about getting out and using their feet to evade officers. We'll wait and see what happens here in the next couple of moments.
And you know what? We've talked about this before, Desmond. When you don't see vehicles on the ground behind them, this gives the driver more reason to think that they can bail and get out and run and possibly evade police officers. That usually does not work out, because even though they're not behind them, we know they have eyes in the air, and they're probably watching us and listening to your
Something out the
report.
window.
So they know where they are. What'd you say, Mike?
Something. They're throwing stuff out the passenger side window there.
Yeah, but don't they have their lights off? Well, yeah, they do. It's very dark. But they have been in this particular area for a little while now, right?
Yes. And we're coming back out here on Osborne and Ranchito. So coming back out into, I think, the commercial area here of Panorama City. And yeah, it was pretty dark. It happened kind of quickly, but it did look like maybe they might have thrown something out.
I had a car with real dark tinted windows. I couldn't see them with no light. Damn.
But you know, with no units behind them, and with LAPD not even having their nights on, I'm not even sure if they saw that. They may not even be able to guide any units into where that happened, and it happened so quickly. So at the moment, you know, again, no ground units, not even a spotlight. And look, this person's still driving back here, 65 miles an hour. Give me a break on this little street, and then you even have your lights on and off. It's just totally ridiculous. Wrong side of the road there as well. But Osborne Street, where are they headed now as they come back out onto Van Nuys Boulevard for a northbound turn?
And Mike, this got very dangerous at one point. LAPD deciding also to stand down, and now we see CHP not even behind this guy.
Yeah, so LAPD was pretty in it until he got into a crash getting on the 405 at the Roscoe area. It tapped a couple other cars and kept going as we kind of pull into this parking lot. This is the second time he's gone into a parking lot and back out. Wrong side of the road there. Oy.
Back out.
But yeah, I mean, LAPD officially canceled it once he was coming back down. You look on the right side of your screen there, that's when he got really close to that one car and tapped it there. We've also seen these maneuvers where he kind of blows through these intersections, cutting other cars off, these wild U-turns that he's made. It's a couple of a couple of those that he's done as well, and it's this kind of driving that made LAPD kind of back off of it, especially on the freeway. He was going over 100 miles an hour at times. In a Honda, which, by the way, as we pointed out, is one of the most stolen vehicles out there. So, not surprising that this is the one being chased. Now we got the spotlight back on for LAPD.
I am going to. I was talking to my girlfriend about this. I'm going to try and go get a loan taken out. I've never done anything like that before. I had a loan taken out. She's got really good credit, and my check each month is direct deposited into my savings account. So the bank would get their money because my check is direct deposited each month. I need to get my bike legal, and I just don't have the extra money each month to get it legal. And I'm a little behind on my light bill. I need to catch up on that. I wonder, have you guys ever taken out a loan? Okay, Connor, you have. Do they... What do they base it on? Because my credit is shit. I know I'm going to have a cosigner. Like, I know that. And that's why I was thinking, get my girlfriend, who has decent credit, like 640 or something like that. Like, did they give you a hassle about it or anything? It's based on your income. Okay. Okay. See, I use a credit union as a bank. It says eligibility requirements for personal loans from a credit unions are less strict than a bank's criteria. In particular, a low credit score may not disqualify you from a loan with a credit union because a credit union is more likely to take into account your overall financial circumstances. Being on a fixed payment will limit the amount you're able to borrow. Do you think I'd be able to get like 1,000? All right, so where I'm on disability, it says, can you get a loan while on disability? It says, if you are currently on disability, it's important to know that you may qualify for a personal loan. How easy it will be depends on the type of disability you're receiving and the kind of loan you're looking for. Yes, there are loans for people on disability. You can get a loan while on disability if you qualify. Typical requirements include a minimum credit score and a maximum amount of existing debt. How long it takes to get a loan varies. Loans for people on SSI, a loan could change your SSI eligibility. According to the Social Security Administration, a loan is not considered income. However, if you borrow money and don't spend it the same month, it will count towards your resource limit. If you get SSI, don't apply for your loan before you need to consider applying at the end of the month. You have to talk to a lender about how much you're eligible for. Because what I want to do is an auto loan is a secure loan that you could use your car as collateral. But yeah, I want to take out about $1,000 loan. I want to get my light bill caught up, and I want to get my bike legal. And so, like, I don't think it's going to take $1,000 to do that, to be completely honest with you. I don't think it's going to cost $1,000 to pay off everything I need to pay. And so what I was thinking about doing was getting $1,000, paying what I needed to pay, and if I had like 300 or 400 left, keep 100 out for myself just to get me through the rest of the month, and put the rest back in the bank to pay off the loan that I just took out. Now, if I take out a loan, will that help my credit score? You have good credit? Alright, I might need you to co-sign for me. The only thing that's fucked up my credit is hospital bills. It's going to prove difficult, yeah. It would prove difficult getting you to co-sign for me, but we can do it digitally. But yeah, the reason my credit's all fucked up is hospital bills and maybe DirecTV. Maybe DirecTV. But I've never done anything like that. Oh, looks like he's on the run.
But I did notice in his, under the bridge there,
I've got audio coming from somewhere, I don't know where.
That's a nice alignment spot. I did notice he had a shirt in his hand that he was carrying, the right shirt.
It looked like something. Well, I knew he was wearing something.
Yeah, and I went back and played back the video from when he was throwing stuff out of the car, and it was clothes they were throwing out of the car. So I don't know.
He is under the bridge?
He's crouched underneath the bridge right there.
Yeah. And there he is. I can see the, yeah. Well, I mean, if we could see him.
That's not it. Oh, okay, that's it.
The authorities can see you, buddy.
Any idea as to where the woman went? Because she sort of just disappeared.
We can't backtrack because then we'll lose track of this guy. We'll lose track of the person that...
Well, and that's what LAPD did too. I mean, there he goes back down.
The other way?
Yeah. So LAPD had to only follow one of them. She stayed behind, and he went ahead, and then airship followed him because.
Why are you running? You're just making things worse, amigo.
10 passengers get
I can outrun this helicopter. They'll give up if they don't see me. Like in Metal Gear Solid, they'll just go back to the regular patrols.
They were kind of surrendering. I think that was the woman who was kind of stopping and throwing up her hands, and then we see this driver, this guy, just take off, and he's still running.
That's a good shot, Des, too. Yeah, it looks like he's a kind of a younger guy there. Oh, now, see, this is what we don't want, hopping these fences.
Yeah.
Because you know what,
you
Desmond?
better hope there's no dogs in that yard. Either.
So this is also a residential area then, right? Because I was wondering what was on the other side of the wash, but now we can see that there are
Yeah, I think he's crouched it.
apartment buildings.
Gosh. Yeah, he might have actually ditched something, unless he's. Yeah. Okay. No, I guess he left whatever that is. I mean, they seem to think he's in this yard now, off of Brimfield and Community Street. So just widen out here and see. Do we have any kind of LAPD response on this? I mean, it's really surprising that at this point to still not have any units moving in anywhere to either side of the wash or now into this neighborhood to try to corral this person after they were so winded. I mean, they nearly got away with that other person there. They had fooled the airship momentarily, and now they are under darkness again, and looks like maybe some citrus trees or something in this person's yard. We've got an awning, so this is pretty tough.
I feel like I gotta
not
poop.
Sure how we don't have any. Is he hiding right there? It's
Kind of
I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like I kind of got to poop.
it's just so.
And is
dark out
that
here.
a house or apartment building?
I think
It's a
him.
house.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, he's right there. Yeah,
I see him moving
he
around.
was really right up against the fence there. There he is. Again, I thought, oh man, this is a really tough one here with this darkness. But it looked like the spotlight had him for a second, and then I think they just need to get the spotlight right back on the center of the screen here, and they should be able to see him up against the fence.
And it's interesting, as you say, they have the spotlight on them, but we still don't see anybody.
No, and
on the ground.
I'm listening to it. The airship is really like, come on, guys, trying to direct them in. They want a perimeter to get set up for all of this, and these are the downfalls of.
Yeah, he's running again.
Oh, back on the bike path. Yeah, these are the downfalls of going into tracking mode and not having these units behind them. This guy has been now running around for, I'll go back and time it, but for a good chunk of time now, and we have not seen a single police car yet.
So, Desmond, you said you saw him running again. Is that right? Do we have?
I could have sworn I did, but without the assistance of the light here, I could have sworn I saw a figure slip away going northbound right here. And LAPD does not seem to be privy to that.
There he is, right there.
No,
is that a
I
different
think
guy
that's
again?
a resident.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's probably somebody wondering what what the helicopter is doing up above here. You've got a couple of people out there. I mean, the helicopter is low and definitely loud in their neighborhood. Now, is that okay? No, I thought that was a LAPD cruiser, but it's not. So there are still. This is the. If LAPD just doesn't care about this or what, I don't know. This is kind of unprecedented to see a suspect out here running around for this long with the helicopter trying to guide units in.
He might get away.
There just doesn't seem to be any sense of urgency to get this person. And they've been running all over the place. They're winded. They've been spotted several times. It's kind of looking like this suspect's going to get away at this point.
Oh, shit.
When this guy jumped over the fence, did it seem like he left that backpack beside the fence?
It did seem like, yeah, I thought I did see a backpack that was sitting there. I don't remember seeing him wearing a backpack, but I did see right where it looked like he wanted to climb the fence, like he left something behind.
Right.
And but then as they took the spotlight off, I saw him running back towards the south here along the wash, and it's just so dark out here now at this point. It's really looking like, oh, who's this? No, this is just quite a few people out here walking around, but and that's just a cyclist, it looks like there. So
Is that someone with a flashlight, or what is that?
Yeah.
just somebody out for a bike ride, it looks like, and we've had some other pedestrians that were out here that had confused LAPD as well. But the longer this goes on with just the helicopter, with all this darkness, this kind of tree cover, every minute that goes by,
There's your first
the
unit right there,
odds
Des, on the corner.
of this. Okay, yeah. So finally
Oh,
here,
another
but
one in front of the street too.
I think they're they're on the wrong side here. I mean, they needed to come up here to the pedestrian bridge and actually come out and walk out on the wash. We do have some flashlights over here. This might be some officers. Let's see here. Yes, indeed it is. Okay, so they're finally out here now at this point, but it might be too late.
You know what? You wonder, and certainly don't want you to take your eye off what you're looking at there, Des, but if they found the woman, if they stopped her or the person that was with them, and maybe she gave up some information, at least we know that the car has been stopped, but whoever that car belongs to is going to have some damage because we know that it made contact with one or more vehicles. I'm not sure if are we looking at movement here? Right in the middle of the screen?
These look, yeah, I think these are just residents of this house that were out here, wondering why why there was a helicopter kind of, barreling down in their neighborhood so low, is my guess. So they just wanted to see what all the commotion is about. But, they've had the spotlight focused here for a long time, even though I thought I saw a figure moving. It might have been a shadow. The way that the helicopter's movement is with the spotlight moving against the trees can kind of play tricks on your eyes. So it's possible that they're in that yard. I thought, I would have bet that I saw them dart away back to the south towards that pedestrian bridge, but it doesn't seem like there are any eyes on this suspect, although they've really been trained on this yard now for a while.
Des, really quick, sorry, I just want to interrupt. They are taking one into custody. I'm working on to see if I can hear a street where that's happening, but it sounds like they have located at least one. I don't know if that's the female passenger or the driver, but it sounds like officers are making contact with one person at least.
And Mike, do we have any?
Yeah, Mike.
Go ahead. I was about to ask Mike about the circumstances from the beginning of this pursuit, because at one point this guy was driving very aggressively.
Yeah, over 100 miles an hour, and we don't know the details of the theft of the vehicle other than it was stolen, and those LAPD officers ran that license plate and figured that out, and then they tried to stop it and it didn't stop. But as for when or how or was force used or anything like that, we don't have that information right now.
So the person that they do have in custody, questioning if possibly find out where that other person could be.
Yeah, and I would have
anybody in that area.
Yeah, I would have to guess by the way that the light is still fixated where we saw the driver, that the person they have in custody is probably the female passenger, which again is not really the person they want. Of course, they're going to sit and talk to her, but the person they're more interested in is the driver because he was the one driving the stolen vehicle.
And is the spotlight in the same area? Are they focused on that home there or that particular yard? I mean, possibly they could bring in a canine unit if they wanted to, couldn't they?
Yeah, they definitely could. They have really been focused on these two homes right here, and at first it looked like he wanted to hop the fence, and then he was just kind of up against the fence. And frankly, it was pretty effective the way that he was hiding, almost like Mission Impossible style, up against the wall, and with the trees, the spotlight was just barely missing him, and then they seem to think that he jumped into this yard while I thought that I saw him move to the south before any ground units got here. So it's really kind of anyone's guess at this point. Canines could definitely be an option if they're able to pick up a scent. If they dropped some clothing or something like that, that could definitely aid them in trying to find this person. But it was just such a long response. This person had an amazingly long lead time to get away from the authorities tonight.
It does really quick. Chase and Saloma is where we hear that the person, the female. Okay, yeah, we're hearing right now. The woman is the one that's in custody. Apparently, Roscoe in the wash now is where they were able to locate her. I don't know where relatively that is.
So
if she
be
made
back
it.
here.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. There's some of the units.
Right back in here. Yeah. So let's see if they have her.
Yep. Right against the hood.
Yeah, I think that is. Yep, there we go. So there's the female.
And apparently she's telling officers that she was the driver.
Oh, really?
I'll have to
really
play that back and see if that's the
really
case.
well.
Let me play this back right now.
I'm skeptical of that. Maybe, you know, she's trying to be the fall guy or fall gal in this situation. But go back and check the tape. It was tough to get a look at the driver.
He was definitely the driver. I just played it back. And so as soon as they parked and got out of the car, he got out of the driver's seat. She got out of the passenger seat.
Yeah, they're still looking for him.
Regardless, they have the area. You know, you wonder if he doesn't know someone and he's not inside. Desmond, we didn't see him going in a home, right? We just saw him crouching and trying to get away that way. If he doesn't know anybody, I mean, he's possibly still in this neighborhood in a yard somewhere up against a fence, as opposed to someone saying, hey, yeah, come on in. You know what I mean? Someone hiding him actually inside.
And they may have him under, you know, infrared or something like that. And, you know, as cold, as chilly as it's getting, you know, wintertime in the San Fernando Valley, and especially considering, you know, that the suspect is running and giving off a lot of body heat, you know, maybe they do have them underneath that spotlight with that. We haven't heard that talk yet, but they seem very content to just be right around these couple of houses right here, trying to find the guy that was wearing the white hoodie that, I mean, evaded the spotlight several times.
Yeah, and you see the video right there.
Before there was,
yeah, certainly the guy was driving, Mike, and it seems like it was the woman when the police spotlight got over them as they were running through that alley who kind of lifted her hands up, maybe. It seems like that was the woman.
Yeah, that was the woman that was involved in this, and again, the male was the driver.
Okay, we're going to keep an eye on this, folks, and get back to you when we have more information or when the suspect is caught. But right now, we're going to move on to other news. Thanks so much, Dan.
What?
You know, a major bust tonight to tell you about. Stolen goods worth hundreds of thousands of dollars seized tonight in LA's Westlake district. KCAL News reporter Lauren Posen has a look at the bust.
And tonight she's taking us inside the world of retail theft rings plaguing California.
Investigators say they've had their eye on these stores for quite some time. Now, one of them is right across the street. It's the one with the lights off. And then the other store is right where we are, right in front of it. This one right here. Now, it's not so much what investigators found inside that was so shocking. It was how much of the stolen goods there were. And get this, investigators tell me that the store owners knew the merchandise was stolen and sold it anyway.
We were stunned. In fact, the amount of stuff we took out of this store didn't look like it could actually fit in the store. And some of it was up in crawl spaces, rafters, hidden areas. So it was packed to the gill with stolen stuff.
LAPD's Rampart Division had to use a huge semi-truck to load up all the stolen goods they found in 2 stores.
Well, that was very disappointing. I'm going to hop on off here, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight, man. I'm going to just sit here and edit some pictures and shit. And probably go to bed. I'll see you guys tomorrow night, though. And I might be back on later. I don't know. I'm just going to hop off here for a little bit. But thanks for hanging out. See you guys shortly.